Hello everyone, welcome back to today's session, and this is Divya Kamatra. Today we are going to talk about Sheikh Hasina in our latest update series. That's right, we'll discuss about how did we end up giving shelter to her, and what is the current development that is happening, and how is it going to affect India-Bangladesh relations. All right, we'll see to all those questions, but one by one, let's understand first of all what is happening. The former Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is scheduled to make her first major public appearance on August 5, 2026, exactly 2 years after she fled the country. For 2 years, she has been outside of the sight of public. She's not interviewed anywhere. She's not come up to say anything, no statement, no public appearances, nothing. Now, after 2 years, finally, she's going to make her first public appearance. And now the event obviously completes a full circle because she had an abrupt departure from Dhaka on August 5, 2024, right? Exactly 2 years during a massive student-led uprising. And now she's going to make her appearance. What is the overview? The host Foreign Correspondents Club, that is FCC of South Asia, Sir Mark Tully Auditorium, New Delhi. That is where this is going to be held. The format will be virtual press interaction live streamed globally across social media platforms. It will be live streamed across the social media platforms globally, not just India, not just Bangladesh, globally. It is a virtual press interaction. Now, timing will be August 5, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. That is the timing. Significance, this is the first major direct press briefing and public address since she sought refuge in India in August 2024, right? That is when we gave her the refuge, and since then she has been staying here and there has been no public appearance. This is the first one that will be done, but in New Delhi itself, that means in India itself. She's not going to do it from Bangladesh. She's not going to Bangladesh as such. This is just interrogation. This is just appearance to give some answers and messages to the world. All right. Yeah, what is the agenda for this? Like, why are we doing this after 2 years? Why now? And what will be done? So the account of August 2024 ouster, she was expected to present her detailed perspective. Like, she should also get the right to present her story, right? So she is going to give her own perspective on the events that led to her resignation and departure. Like, what happened, right? We all know something or the other. We all know the reasons, like student-led campaign was there. They didn't want her to be prime minister anymore. They wanted to either arrest her or kill her. And that's why she fled from there. She fled and came to India. India gave refuge. Since then, India-Bangladesh relations have soured. But still, we have been continuing to give refuge to her. And at the same time, this has obviously created large-scale misconceptions also, right? So now finally, she will be coming forward, putting her side of the story forward, telling what happened, how it happened, and what were the repercussions, the reasons behind it, and what does she think should be done now, right? It is her side of the story that the world never listened. We listened to the voices of Bangladesh, yes. We listened to the revolution, yes. We saw the outrest, yes. But then at the same time, we've not yet considered the story of her globally, right? India might have listened to that. That's why we have given her refuge. But at the same time, the rest of the world needs to know, right? Her perspective, her story should also come out. That is the agenda here. So planned return to Bangladesh is also here for her recent public statement that she's planning to return to Bangladesh to face the legal proceedings. Whatever legal proceedings will be taken against her, she's saying that I'm ready for that and I will be returning to Bangladesh. But before that, I need to tell my side of the story so that I'm not attacked right when I enter Bangladesh, right? Yeah. So she wants to reunite with her party supporters. She's expected to elaborate on her roadmap for returning also. She will be talking about the return, whether she will be doing this or not. If yes, then when will she do this? How will she do this? All that will be cleared out here. Third thing is the critique of the interim setup. She will address the governance and political situation in Bangladesh, which is currently happening under the post-ouster administration, while answering the questions regarding her 15-year rule, right? She's saying that if I answer to you that what I have done in my 15-year rule, I have the right to question what the new government who has ousted me is doing in Bangladesh. Are we doing far better? Did you get what you wanted, or are you still struggling? And do you finally understand where did I come from, right? So she wants that chance to do this virtually so that this doesn't lead to another attack. Now, geopolitical dynamic This briefing will draw attention to her diplomatic position in India. While Dhaka has reportedly sought her extradition, Dhaka has been consistently pressurizing New Delhi, saying that you should extradite her and give her to us. You should not be giving her any refuge. This is only further souring our relations and you are going against the interest of Bangladesh. These are the claims that have been made, but New Delhi has not released her up until she herself wants to go, right? This should be her decision that she wants to go, then we can leave her there. But until then, we are not going to force her to leave our nation, right? Even though Bangladesh and India have an extradition treaty. Yes, we have an extradition treaty, but are we really following that? That's what we have to understand. For that, the meeting is being held. We will talk about that also. But for now, high-profile virtual attendees, who will attend this? This will be attended by Sajib Wazid Joy, the former ICT advisor and the son of Sheikh Hasina. Then Mohibul Hassan Chaudhry Naufel, former education minister of Bangladesh. Shakib Al Hassan, former national cricketer captain and ex-Awami League MP. Aminul Haq Palash, former Bangladeshi diplomat. These are the people who are going to finally attend the session along with her virtually. All right, who will come forward and put their points. And if you talk about the background, like what happened, where did this all go wrong? So for those who don't know the backstory, I'm giving you a short context. Okay, through this you'll be able to understand when and what happened. But for long term structures, you can obviously study about it. August 5, 2024. The matter is of August 5, 2024. A mass protest across Bangladesh culminated in Sheikh Hasina resigning her position as Prime Minister and flying to India. Okay, there was a mass protest that was led by students. They started protesting, saying that we don't want this government and we want her to resign and we want her to surrender and get arrested. All right. And in that manner, she was asked to do so, but she didn't. She flew to India, but resigned before that. She did resign. It is not like she took the position with her. She resigned and then flew to India. Okay. Then 2 years stay in India continued. She has lived in India under host security arrangements, refraining from any public media events. Legal charges and extradition demands are there. Hasina has faced several charges in Bangladesh related to the protest crackdown, with Bangladeshi authorities consistently asking New Delhi to extradite her. Right? This is the background story of this. And if we talk about the framework, like are we really supposed to extradite? Like can they really make us extradite? Do we have any provision regarding that? Yes. What kind of provision do we have? Just understand that. India-Bangladesh Extradition Treaty 2013, which is amended in 2016. We already have a treaty. Okay. What does this treaty say? Dual criminality principle. Extradition requires that accused act constitutes an offence punishable by at least 1 year of imprisonment. Right? That whatever crime they have done before flying off to another country, they should get a punishment for at least 1 year for that crime. If it is such a crime that they don't even need 1 year of punishment, then it won't be considered crime by us. Okay. First condition, 1 year of imprisonment under the law of both countries, not just yours. You can just frame the law and say that, yes, according to ours, she will have 1 year. But according to our also, like India also, we should have 1 year charges here, imprisonment here. The charges against Hasina, that is murder and violence, qualify under both the criminal codes. She has been charged with murder, she has been charged with violence. This has been done. But the 2016 amendment lowered the threshold. How so? Under Article 10, the requirement to furnish concrete evidence during the request was removed. There should be no concrete evidence. An arrest warrant issued by a competent court in the requesting country will be sufficient to do the extradition. Right? In 2016, they further lowered it down, saying that if your court, that is in this case, if Bangladesh court says that we have an arrest warrant against her, the reason should not be required. The proof should not be required. Concrete evidence should not be required. The warrant, arrest warrant by a competent court is more than enough to do the extradition. Right? What are the grounds for denial? Under what conditions can we really deny this extradition, even though there are circumstances that meet the requirement? Even then, there are grounds for denial. Article 8, India can legally deny an extradition if it is deemed to be of a political character. The offence is deemed to be of a political character and prosecution is judged not to be made in good faith or in the interest of justice. Right? Prosecution is judged not to be made in good faith. If they are not made in good faith, you have overthrown the government, you have made your own jurisdiction, that is not viable here, right? Yeah. So the diplomatic dilemma here is that granting extradition risks sending a signal that India will not protect the long-standing allies, right? Everybody is saying that we should release her, it is her problem, Bangladesh's problem, why are we taking the headache? But she flew to India, she trusted India, and up until the crimes are proven, they are only alleged, and alleged crimes do not account for criminal, they only account for a case. So we cannot consider her as a criminal yet, right? And she's flying off to India because she trusts India. And up until it is proven, she's still a foreign delegate for us, right? And if we do that, if we just send her back without any protection, naturally we're just sending a message that we won't be protecting the long-standing structures here, the long-standing allies here, and refusing extradition is alienating the government and public in Dhaka, potentially damaging our bilateral ties. So in any case, even if we send her, even if we don't, India still has to suffer because of that, right? It is only her who can make sure that when she goes there, how to maintain better relations with India, how she portrays that story, that will matter a lot, right? And that's why her public appearance, her statement, her side of the story, her opinion would really, reframe the entire structure among the public of Bangladesh as well. So this is necessary for India too, because the relationships are getting rocky by the day and China is penetrating constantly, right? Exactly. So we understand this, right? Then strategic and geopolitical implications, if we look at that, the neighborhood first and act east policies, all of them include Bangladesh, right? So for India, the significance is very high. Bangladesh is central to India's act east policy also, and sub-regional frameworks such as BIMSTEC, BBIN. Bangladesh is acting as a bridge between South Asia and Southeast Asia. Now, amidst that, the power dynamic is such that China factor is there. China has invested heavily in Bangladesh through Belt and Road Initiative, infrastructure, energy projects. Any deterioration, any further deterioration in India-Bangladesh relations obviously risks pushing Dhaka towards Beijing, and that is not good for India. Not at all good for India, either in case of Nepal or in case of Bangladesh. We cannot further push them towards China. That is going to create a permanent enemy, right? Yeah. So Indo-Pacific security is also there. The stability in Bay of Bengal is vital for India's vision of free Indo-Pacific. But if Bay of Bengal is itself in a crisis, this free Indo-Pacific won't work, right? So that is also a large-scale concern. And then in terms of internal security and border management also, what we see is the Siliguri corridor, the Chicken's Neck corridor, is a narrow land bridge, 22 kilometers wide, connecting mainland India with 8 northeastern states, right? This Chicken Neck or Siliguri corridor has also become sensitive because geopolitical volatility or hostile elements in Bangladesh are creating direct security concerns to this choke point, right? Border dynamics are there. India shares 4,096.7 kilometers border with Bangladesh, longest land boundary India shares with any country. This is the longest boundary, and the challenges are illegal migration, trans-border crime, human trafficking, fake Indian currency, right? Safe havens for Indian insurgent groups also in the northeast, right? They are systematically dismantled under Hasina's administration, maintaining security, but now they are rising again. So our relations with Bangladesh under Sheikh Hasina were very good and better steps were being taken pro-India, but now things have changed. Then we come to connectivity, trade and bilateral friction points here. Transit access is there, the infrastructure projects such as Agartala Akhara rail link and access to Bangladeshi port, that is Chattogram and Mongla. This reduces transit time and cost to India's landlocked northeast also. Okay. Trade partner, Bangladesh is India's largest trading partner in South Asia. Bilateral trade, $15 to $18 billion, right? Teesta River water sharing agreement is also a problem here. Border fatalities are also a problem here. And we still have many other friction points, and Sheikh Hasina being one of them, right? But as a nation, what we have done, we had our reasons for that. And now finally, when she tells her side of the story, maybe things are going to take turn for better, right? Yeah. That was our talk regarding the recent developments regarding Sheikh Hasina. And if you want to discuss more such current affairs news with us, the class that we run at 8:30 a.m. live Monday to Saturday runs on Drishti IAS English channel, contains discussions on the Hindu newspaper, PIB news analysis, as well as question practice from the previous session, right? That is what we cover in this class, and you're more than welcome to join us at 8:30 a.m. Monday to Saturday, all right? The class runs live, so you can join us, and through the comment section, you can connect with us as well. Okay. All right. So we have a question for you regarding this, the extradition treaty, India-Bangladesh extradition treaty that has come into news. All right. Read the question. Give us your answer in the comment section. Done? All right. Let us know your answer, and that's about it. That was the session for the day. Thank you so much for joining in. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, keep studying. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.